Sync Brokerage. Today we have got an incredible podcast for you, a vlog if you will. We've got some incredible women here today. This is all about powerful women in and around real estate. We have multiple cameras set up. This is a wild ride we're on today, so I'm very thrilled to be your host. I am Coach Gallardi from Think Like an Executive, and we're at the Sync Brokerage podcast studio. Ladies, let's go around the table right here, make sure I got everybody. We have Orna Ared, who's a broker owner over at Elite Residential Property Real Estate, correct? Thank you so much for being here. Great to have you. Rana Kanjani, thank you. Team leader. Do I have to say MBA?
It's up to you.
Okay, Rana Kanjani, MBA. Why not? Let's just say it. Team leader here at Sync Brokerage. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
Victoria Waldorf. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that. Sync Brokerage, realtor here. Great year, first of all. I'm just going to say that out there.
Thank you.
Diana Steele, certified coach, trainer, speaker, public speaker, and thank you so much for being here. Not in real estate, so let's just talk about powerful women. And I'm going to start with you, Diana.
Absolutely.
So let me see if I can put your name up here. There we go. Awesome.
All right.
Tell me, what does a powerful woman mean to you? What does that statement mean?
I think any woman, I think any and all women are powerful. From the little girls who are coming out from elementary, who are trying to figure out how to, what's their personality like, what are the things that they like and they don't like, to our grandmas, to the people that are taking care of our kids now, or they're taking care of us. We're all powerful women.
I love it. Before I forget, I know I rushed through that pretty quickly because we only have an hour here, but we have YouTube going on over at Sync Brokerage. We have the Facebook channel at Sync Brokerage. Everybody should be there. When you comment on one of those two channels, I will personally see them. You can direct your questions to any of the group of girls here, or you can direct it towards me and I will just filter them out to you. So please let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to comment down below on YouTube or on Facebook. All right, Orna, I'm going to throw it over to you now. Tell me, what's your definition of a powerful woman?
I think a mindset, having the right mindset. Knowing what you want and knowing how to go after it, and independent somewhat, and yeah.
Okay, all right. Rana,
Yes, sir.
powerful woman, what's the definition? What's it mean to you?
Powerful woman, as Diana said, I believe all women out there are powerful, as long as we know who we are and we are true to ourselves. So that's being powerful.
Okay, all right. Victoria? Hold on, let me get the camera over here. Sorry, lots of cameras.
I think a powerful woman is somebody who's curious, who always wants to strive to learn, to do better, to make a difference in the lives of others.
Okay.
I think it's staying curious, always wanting to be better.
Well, I know I said this is all about powerful women and stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and answer this question as well. To me, a powerful woman is my mother. At 55 years of age, she went back to college, hadn't worked in probably 30 years. Long story short, went back, got a 2-year degree as a paralegal, became an executive assistant at a high-ranking company in Las Vegas and stuff. And to me, it's about resiliency, and it's knowing that you got to do what you got to do. And she stepped up to the plate and still works to this day. Whether she has to or not, that's up to her, but to me it's just about resiliency and really just taking ownership of things. So,
Yeah.
love you, Mom. So, all right, let's go on. So women are, in my opinion, taking over in real estate. And NAR, National Association of Realtors, came out and said that 67% of the licenses out there are owned and operated by women. I think it was something in the 30 percentile that are actually broker owners and stuff. So you, Orna, as a broker owner, I mean, tell me about that. How did you kind of come to being a broker owner and owning your own shop there?
I got my broker's license about 10 years ago. It was really during the time of the market pretty much crashing, so what a better time to start your own brokerage. I think I was looking more for a solution for myself to begin with. I didn't like a lot of the corporate that a lot of the big companies were offering, and I was gonna do it for myself, and then it grew from there. But the initial thought to go on my own was for myself.
Do you feel that there's a movement by women in real estate, especially in the Los Angeles market, that is just, to me, they have dominated over the last 10 years. And basically when you started your brokerage, I feel like they have really I don't want to say stepped up to the plate, but really taken charge and become a real strong force out here. If you look at real trends and you see the stats, you will see that 2 out of the top 5 people in sales are women, and they're really making a name for themselves. So have you seen that with your brokerage? What's the percentage of women that you actually have in your brokerage?
I would say at least 70% are
Wow.
women.
Okay.
But I think it's always been like that. And it depends what the market is doing. When the market's strong, you could look at the Association of Realtors, how many more memberships they have when the market is really strong. So it just depends on, there's a lot of women that go into it as more of a part-time or something, you know, oh, I'll get my license and we'll do, but there's really strong, great men in this industry too, so.
Well, there is, absolutely. But speaking of part-time, though, 74% of women from NAR say that real estate's their only occupation.
Yes.
So I find that. And also 72% volunteer in their community, which I thought that was kind of a nice little stat to throw out there. What about you? What do you think about women dominance in real estate right now?
You know what, as far as being a real estate agent, yes. Women are taking a lead, especially these days. Most like the decision is being made by other women to buy property. So as far as like single women, I don't have the numbers here at the moment, but I had this blog about a few weeks ago that the percentage of single women buying house is a lot higher than single guys. And when they are married or partners in a family, it still is a big decision for women to make it. So I believe that real estate agents that are women, they have a lot of power. This is in their advantage because they can connect to other women and they can help them and they know what they want. You know, it's not only doing a transaction, it's just a life journey, it's a journey for them. But there are some other disadvantages and advantages that I'm sure you're going to cover that. I'm not going to touch that. But as far as doing business, women are doing good as a real estate agent.
I think women in general take the real estate business and treat it as a business. They treat it much more so seriously, I think, in my personal opinion, from what I've seen, that you come into work, you're regimented, you've got, you know, your structure, your daily structure, and therefore you are closing more transactions. And, you know, Victoria's nodding her head over here, so I got to go to Victoria. I mean, it's, let me do the camera thing. Victoria, what's your take on it?
My take on it is women are strong, like we were talking about before, but we also can multitask quite well. And I can tell you in real estate, it takes a lot of multitasking, and I think that's a strength that we have on that. So in the morning, we get up and do your due diligence and get ready to go, but you're pulled every direction in real estate throughout the day, 24/7, and I think that's a natural for women. So
I before I ask Diana about that, tell me about a work-life balance, because you just mentioned that, and how does that work? I mean,
I think we're all trying to figure that out still.
Did I touch a button here or something? So, all right, hold on. We're going to come back and run on this one. But so tell me about work-life balance.
Work-life balance. I think I've always been very much one of those people that wakes up, I hit the pavement, you know, running. But I do have a set schedule, and I call myself my own. I am my own boss. But I literally will say to myself, okay, you have like 10 minutes off. All right, back at it. It takes that to be that driven, but at the same time to also be able to know, okay, I've hit the place, I need to go eat dinner, I need to take tonight off. Otherwise, you could work around the clock. So it's still something that I work at, because I will say I'm not perfect at it, because I love to work. I thrive on working, and I love the fact of that. So
when's your day start?
My day starts around 6:30 in the morning, and I'm in my office by 8:30,
Okay.
which is my computer, or on the road if I have somewhere to go. But
Sure.
I'm at work by 8:30.
Diana, when does your day start, and how do you handle? I mean, you've got 2 small ones at home.
Yes.
How do you handle the work-life balance and being trainer, speaker, certified coach, and all that?
I think that I've been a mom, a wife, a daughter, in all the roles that I play. I also have a teenage brother. It's all just natural, meaning that if I have to have in the morning, I wake up, I know that I've got to be ready before my kids are ready. because after they are getting ready now with homeschooling and getting them ready in all their Zooms, they're expecting me to be there and available. And in order to be there and available, I have to get me out of the way. I have to be ready to go by the time that they're ready to go. And then I'm super organized, so I've got their calendars, and I usually do the night before. I set them up. I already know what pages, what books, everything they're doing the next day, so that when they wake up, they just have to sit at their desk and go and do what they need to do. Which is the same thing that you do when you are managing your business. When I have executives or clients of mine, I already know before I meet with them what we're going to be doing. I anticipate what their needs are going to be, because anticipation is one of those things that makes your role easier. The person that you're servicing knows that you have their best interest and you can move along quicker. So scheduling is super important, calendaring is super important, alarms are super important. Tough conversations sometimes, like you are not doing what we agreed that we were going to be doing, are important. And those things just kind of help you do it every day. And then sometimes you have to unplug and take a break from doing that every day. But
well, sorry to interrupt you, but one thing I want you're our only non-realtor here.
yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, damn lucky. So, but you are married to a guy that owns Sync Brokerage, so
Yes.
I'm sure you hear real estate day in and day out to probably where you
Yes.
could be a very successful realtor. How does that work-life balance work out with not being in real estate but married to broker owner?
So aside from, let's say, Andres and being married to Andres, I think here's the thing. So I get to be surrounded by every single realtor, whether they're part of Sync Brokerage or not, whether we go to an event and we talk to other team leaders, they talk about their culture. My take on real estate is so much more broader, because my vision is not tunnel vision. It's if you have like those what are they called, those things that you put to the funnel, one side and the other one's really big. My vision is the big one, because I get it from every angle. I have the wives of the realtors that come talk to me, and we commingle, and our conversations are much different than the conversations that realtors would have amongst themselves, right? Or their kids. So I do think that the balance between that is understanding the entrepreneur desire of a realtor. It's not a 9 to 5. It's not I'm clocking in and out, or I have my 30-minute lunch break, or my 45-minute break, or my 15-minute break. And within those guidelines, you kind of make people make their life, right? Being married or being around realtors, you really have to say, we do what we do when we can, and we take advantage of the 5, the 10, the 2 minutes, or sometimes the vacations that you're able to take. It doesn't matter the time frame. But you have to be able to be on the go all the time, and be able to say, you know what, sometimes and you have to maximize time, because realtors, in my opinion, do that all the time. There's lots of realtors that I know, and some of them who are in our office, that they have children, and if they're showing houses, they're taking their children with them, and the children are part of their daily work. And then later after that, then they go have lunch and entertain their children, and then go back to the office. And so everybody, my observation of how everyone does it is differently, but for me, it's really understanding that there's a burning desire of a realtor to be independent, financially independent, and because they have that burning desire, is the reason why they don't work for a corporation or a 9 to 5 or a box. And as a partner, you can't put them in the box, because then it doesn't work.
Yeah, we don't have a box. So, no. Sometimes I wake up at 10. Sometimes I wake up at 6. Go ahead, Orna.
I think it's super important to have time management, and like in any other business, if you don't manage your business is going to manage you. So I've raised 4 kids in real estate. It was super important for me to always be the one picking them up from school. So yes, real estate is not 9 to 5, but it's an amazing business that does allow you a lot of flexibility. So I was
Absolutely.
always booked between 2:30 and like 5 or 4:30, so I could bring them home from school, make sure they have lunch, whatever. And then if I had to go again at night, I went again. But real estate will allow you to do that while you're still making amazing money and you're still in control of your own schedule. But being in control of your own schedule is very important, because if otherwise real estate will pull you in a million directions and you never have time for anything, and especially not for yourself. And if you don't take time for yourself, then you're gonna get burnt out very quickly.
Can I add something?
Can I add something?
Yes,
It's gonna be over here if you need me. That lasted all of 18 minutes. Thank you.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Jeez.
Go ahead. I just said that every day is different. And that's actually what I love about it as an entrepreneur and as a woman, and no day is the same. And that to me is exciting. So that's why I probably wake up excited, because I have a good idea of what the days look like, but it can, go this way or that way. And actually, I love that. I love that part of it, of this business.
So, talking about work life, so why did you get into real estate, Rana?
Oh,
I'm just
me
curious.
personally?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So when I went to school, for my undergrad, I got a degree in real estate. I always loved it, but I never worked in this field. About like a few years ago, I decided to sell my own house. And I had this amazing agent, but I was doing all stuff myself, the searches, like going seeing houses, like everything. I was giving him an idea, and you know what, nothing,
Yeah.
against him, but it wasn't something that I wanted to get or receive as a consumer. So I'm like, you know what, I don't even need to take any classes, go and take this test. So I took the test to sell my own house. Sure enough, I never sold that house, but I sold so many others.
Wow. Okay.
But about balance, I just wanted to
Sure. Yeah, please.
I have something to add. I'm one of those people that sometimes I love to work, which I know that's a failure. But my life gets my work. When I go to bed, I think about it. When I get up, I think about it, which is unhealthy. In order for myself to be on the right track, I have to work on my mindset. It's all your mindset. And when I work on it, when I'm conscious, because when I'm subconsciously, I'm all real estate. This is not credit to me. This is not power to me. This is just downside.
You don't think that's part of being a successful whatever? Is having
I'm
that
not
drive?
whatever.
No, but I'm saying
Oh, okay.
whatever industry,
No,
a
not
certified
too
speaker
simple.
or
Not too
whatever.
simple.
Yeah, but don't you think that's part of the mindset though?
It
to wake up,
it is,
live,
because
eat,
your
breathe
work
that?
becomes your priority. Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
it is. But in order to balance it, you have to just set up your mindset and unplug. It's important, because sometimes your body tells you, hey, come on, stop, I can't take it anymore. You just need to unplug.
Why'd you get into real estate?
Gosh, that's a big loaded question. I've
I mean,
always
is it just for the independents? I mean, you see.
It's for, I actually, gosh, okay, so I got into real estate. I do love homes. I love the entrepreneurial side of it. I found that I've had a lot of nonprofit organization work, charity work, raise a lot of money for other people. And I found that I could use all of the tools in the toolbox and put it all together and serve others via the capacity of real estate. But I love houses, building, design.
Sure.
We can walk into a house, I can see where the wall should be torn down, maneuver that room. I've done it to my own homes in the past. So I just thrive on every aspect of that, business-wise and on the personal side with people. So it's a good fit.
Diana, when are you taking your real estate license? I mean, it's overdue.
In my house, there's not enough room for 2 realtors. I know where I stand. And one of the things that makes my job beautiful is the fact that I get to learn from each and every one of them, whether I'm surrounded by them in any capacity. So that to me is more valuable than competing.
Well, first off, everybody that's on YouTube right now and Facebook, I am seeing your comments, and just it's all praise and love right now going to everybody here. So I mean, yeah, we've got. I mean, I got Shab. I think it's your friend Shab.
Yeah.
She's giving you the okay sign,
Oh,
and go
thank
Ron.
you.
And
Thank
we
you,
got
thank
John
you.
Wax. John Wax, great supporter of us.
Oh, yes,
We
always.
do have an audience here, by the way, everyone. Everything is, Sheena's in there. She's talking go ladies, girl power, or she tall,
Aw.
excuse me. Yeah. And we have a question. Let me see here. Francine saying you are a great mentor.
Aw, thank you,
Very, very
Francine.
sweet. Thank you,
Thank
Francine.
you.
Yeah. Let me see.
Very
Replying to
nice.
Sync Brokerage from Julie. How has COVID changed how you work?
Oh.
So, Diana, I'm actually going to ask you because, again, not being a realtor and stuff, certified speaker, what about traveling, going to locations? Are you doing that, or is everything just now on Zoom?
No. So there are clients of mine. So my background is in healthcare, and many of my clients are healthcare facilities or healthcare entities. And for those clients, I'm coming in. There's specific regulation. There's sensitive requirements. There's a whole lot of things that you have to go through. Even before COVID, and with COVID now, just another layer. The good thing about healthcare, at least in my opinion, is there just isn't enough layers. So one more is okay because you're taking care of yourself, your health, the health of the people that you're serving. So I do go in, but for the majority of, from a coaching perspective and from a public speaking perspective, everything is on Zoom. And I have to tell you, I love Zoom. I do breakout rooms, I do workshops, I do trainings, and you can still connect and have a impactful presentation or an impactful customer experience as long as you are doing the same thing that you would do if those people were in the room, because you transmit that. When Zoom managers or people that are in a leadership role, or they go on a Zoom and it's like the same old, do this, and it's just so monotonous. You transmit that, and then the people on the other side of the screen look exactly the way that you are speaking, the way that you are, what you're portraying on them. So I'm actually much more effective. Prior to traveling, let's say if I was going somewhere, it would take me the whole day to take do one event. I could do 3 events in one day now, back to back.
You're so lucky
Because
because that's not the case here for us.
because now we don't have to go Zoom. Yeah.
Sorry, as a broker owner, how's it affected your agents? How's it affected your business? Does anybody even come into the office anymore? How's COVID affected you?
Very few people come in.
Yeah.
They come a lot more by appointment. So when there's issue, we try to meet in the conference room or even in my office, but there's enough distancing. I really miss not having office meetings because you miss that fun and getting together and the lunches or the breakfast and all that. So we have our meetings on Zoom, which is nice, but not the same. And for the agents, we don't have open houses anymore, and everything we still show property, but it's by appointment only, and you have to space them out, and people don't always show up when they're supposed to show up, or they come early, and then now you have half an hour to burn, and so, but it is what it is, we're flexible, and we roll with the punches, and we make it work, so.
Yeah.
So Rana, let me ask you, we've got Nima that's wondering, what advice would you give to a brand new real estate agent that's starting their career in COVID?
You can come to my team. So I have my own team. You can come. I'm going to be your mentor, show you how it works, and we move forward. But besides that, it's very important that people see real estate as their business. If you are in real estate, this is your business. This is not a part-time job. This is not. When I started real estate, I was working at full-time, at a different corporation, actually, I better say. And people were telling me, oh, it's to do real estate as a part-time job. And you know what my answer was? If you have a shop, you don't open it half a day. So you open it all day. So if someone wants to do real estate and they want to succeed, they need to treat it as their business. And they have to work on it 24/7, especially at the beginning. And of course, they need to be under someone who knows the industry and the business very well. And like my mentor, here was undress, and I learned everything. I do remember when I started, I was at his office every day at 8 in the morning because I was doing another job too. Every day at 8 in the morning until 10, getting all the questions. I feel bad when I look at it like now, but he was very patient. He was very supporting, giving me like all the questions. I am one of those that I had 100 questions a day.
Sure.
So he was giving me all the questions answered, and so here we are. So it's very important when you start real estate, you are in a very right place. You are at the right place with right brokerage, right mentor. I hope that I answered your question, Nima.
Yes, I'm sure Nima's going to be okay with that. Now, Victoria, I want to ask you something kind of along the same lines here. Roll the clock back to when you first started real estate to now. What would you have done differently?
Started at Sync.
This is not a plug. You know,
It's not. That's not. What would I do differently now? I would honestly. I do strongly stand behind that because I think working with a smaller boutique versus the large brokerages, the hands-on is much more important, especially now, because you do need that mentor. You do need the accountability. You do need the coaching. You do need somebody who's going to answer the call 24/7. So I think that's really important, and I do think full-time as well.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You cannot do this part-time.
It's not a part-time
There's
job.
not a part-time job. So people who think they can put their toe in the water and just kind of test it out, see if it works. This is not your career.
Yeah.
Because this is
your
full-time, and it's
hobby.
full-time.
Yeah.
It's not a hobby.
I think Diana and I probably both would agree, and hopefully all of us would agree, coaching.
Yep.
Coaching is, I know if I was going to roll the clock back 20 years ago, that's what I would have started with. I think that's one of the most important things, because the reality is, in my opinion, that most brokerages, companies, managers out there can't give the support, especially when you have 500 people in an office. They just can't pay attention to the new people.
And you're just a number with corporation, like nothing against corporation. I worked at corporation and I was blessed for the experience and everything. But you're just a number. The reason that I picked myself, like I started with I've never been at any other brokerages, so this is the only one that I started with. And it was under a different name before, but still the same management, the same thing. But when I started it, I was like, I want to be an individual when I work in real estate. I don't want to be just a unit, just a number, which we have it here at Sync Brokerage, and I'm blessed for it.
Very well said. We've got a couple more questions in there, but those are some of the questions that we have down here also. So, Lorna, since I'm already on this side over here, what do you feel? How do you feel? What makes you different? How do you differentiate yourself from everybody else out there? Brokerage, manager, anything, everything.
I think I'm just myself.
Okay.
I'm true to myself. I always am. I think I'm real, and I think people can sense that. That makes me different? I don't know. There's a lot of people like me, but there's a lot of people that are not. So I think that would be the one thing where I always more concerned with my clients or my agents' well-being than my paycheck. And I think it comes across, and I think when you care for other people and you do what's right by them, it always ends up being right by you at the end of the day also. So I think that's how I might be different.
It reminds me of something that Jake Lynn said, who's got a website out there. I think it's called Mastering Telesales, and it's compassion before commission.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely love that about Jake Lynn. And if you guys haven't checked out Jake Lynn, please look him up online and stuff. What makes you so different, Rana? We have, first of all, we have 4 very strong, powerful women here.
Are you feeling it?
So,
Are you feeling it?
I mean,
the
walls are closing in.
Don't be intimidated.
No,
Okay?
no, I want to work for all of you.
Sure.
But no, there's very strong, driven women here, and that's why you're all here today. Powerful women is what we're talking about.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say thank you yet, but okay. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, sir. Do you feel better now?
Absolutely. So tell me, what differentiates you from the competition, from everybody else out there?
First of all, I'm just Rana. So, but besides that.
Please tell me you own that domain, just Rana.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I'm buying it later then.
Oh, so.
She's getting a check.
Oh my goodness. So, as far as real estate, I've been Angelina for past 2 decades, and I've been doing real estate marketing and sales for last 15 years. The main part of my business comes from referral, which says 1, my past current clients are satisfied with my work, and also 2, all the individuals that know me, they feel comfortable and they are confident to refer me to their family and friends. Besides that, I've been in business school for 12 years. One of my degrees is in real estate, which helped me.
One of your degrees?
Yes, I have
Okay.
4 degrees. Yes,
Okay. All right. Don't get me started on school
No,
and
we're
degrees
not
and
going
stuff.
there. No,
I
we're not
enrolled
going
in
there. You know what, at the end, I'm just
UNLV.
Rana. No, I'm just Rana. So, but one of my degrees is in real estate, and that helped me a lot to learn about the science of the industry on top of the other things. So
Interesting.
that is, these elements deficient.
Interesting.
Yes, sir.
The science of real estate. The thing I like about you, Diana, and I've never told you this because I know if I ask you a question, I'm going to get the direct answer. I'm not going to get any fluff, and I love that because I love black and white. I love business decisions, and I think that that's 100% what you get with you. So besides that, and I think that's an incredible quality because a lot of people like to go around the bullseye. You're just right at the bullseye. So that to me, that's a compliment.
Thank you.
There you go. What differentiates you?
In what role? So I can't really talk about real estate. But
Well,
what
business.
can-
I mean, you are a very
So,
successful business person, in my
in
opinion.
business, I think that what differentiates me is that when you get an answer from me, whether it's a business inquiry, whether it's a branding inquiry, whether it's a personal development question, or a, whether you're going in the right direction or not, strategic planning, my concentration and my whole point is to ensure that if there's anybody that is looking out for your best, for the best outcome, it's me. So you may not want to hear what you need to hear in that given moment, but it is not harsh and it's not malintentioned. It's tough love in a way where you will look at it back and go, I'm so glad that somebody said that to me, and that it hopefully would have changed course to at least get you closer or faster to your goal. And I think that that's what makes me different.
Shabnam says that you are an overachiever in response to your 4 degrees. So that's, thank you so much. I tend to agree with that one. So what differentiates you?
You know what? I think my background differentiates me. I played I played golf at UCLA. So I've got a sports background. Sports is my thing. So if I sit in a room with the guys watching football, I can talk. Sports is my passion.
Okay.
I'm the Tom girl boy sitting here at the table. So between that, I raised my 4 kids. My 4 kids are all in their mid-20s and on yonder. So I am the mom. I'm passionate about that. That's part of it in my career. Is that. A lot of relationships I've built through the years of being that mom with the 4 kids, and knew a lot of families. So my wings extend wide with those connections and relationships. And then they know my integrity and ethics as well, and how strong I firm, and my caring side. I have a wine background, so I have a SOM as well. So I have my degree from UCLA, so I do a 1 degree. But
You can't get a golf degree, can you?
I didn't get a golf degree, but I've got my wine background too. So I guess when I'm with people, I love conversation and talking with people, and I love business. So I can bring business into it, but at the same time, I can switch the hat because I would love to hear about, your kids. I mean, I love conversation. So that is a part of being me, being real. you get me, and that's what I think my clients and friends know.
Yeah, no, I find you to be a very almost wear your heart on your sleeve type of person, and not emotional, but I just know that you are looking out for me. I sense that and I feel that every time I talk to you about real estate,
Thank
and
you.
that's something that you'll
Means
never
a lot.
lose. Yeah,
Thank
you'll
you.
never lose that. So, I want to switch gears a little bit here and talk about something that, to me, and I think that as brokerages and owners and realtors and women and men and just men, there was an incident about it a little over a year ago, talking about security, safety, and all that. And it was horrific. It was a woman realtor was showing a property to a man, and this man had pushed this woman off 2 or 3 steps, broad daylight, about to show a home. I don't know what the intent was. It was horrific. We all saw the video, and we've heard about these horrible things out there. So security. And Orna, I'll ask you from a broker owner standpoint, do you feel, and maybe you don't want to answer this, but do you feel that NAR, CAR, all of that has made it wildly known, important, has done enough to protect everyone in real estate, not just women in general, but is there enough exposure and knowledge out there for people to protect themselves and how to protect themselves?
I think a lot of it is actually the broker's responsibility. I wouldn't leave it to CAR or NAR. I think it's our responsibility as brokers to train the agents and make them aware.
What's your policy? What do you tell your agents?
I'm really big on, for many reasons, not just safety and security, is that you meet with the client before you meet them at the home. It's just not effective. So if it's a buyer and somebody
Good point.
calls you, you have to have a meeting with them first. You have to find out what their needs. If it's nothing for safety, even just for right way of doing business. So if somebody calls you and they want to see a house, okay, we got to meet first. And I always use the example, like, you don't want to meet your surgeon first time while you're in the operating room. You want to have a meeting first. And I don't think you could serve them correctly if you don't take the time to find out what their needs, what they want. I think you need to have all decision makers there, and you'll be surprised what comes up actually.
Yeah.
And I think it's our responsibility to first of all educate them and explain to them what the process is like, so so they know. And if you've done all of that, you're not meeting someone strange in a house the first time, and you know.
Yeah.
And if for any reason you choose to do it any other way, then either take someone with you if you're not sure, don't go alone, have a taser, have something to protect yourself.
Sure.
But I really don't think that that's the best way of doing business.
So Rana, kind of on the same lines of this, real estate is not a dating app.
Oh no, it's not.
How do you stop this? Because I mean, I as a manager for many, I just had to go there, but it's no, is
No, for real. No. It's just, the thing is, if you treat real estate and whatever you do in real estate, not just as a realtor, you can be title, you can be an escrow, you can do different, you can be in different positions. But I see it as my business, and I just ignore. That's the best way. You know what? You go out, we were just talking about it the other day, I don't even remember with who. You go out on a picnic, and there might be some guys like come and approach you in a very inappropriate way, way, the same thing. Like, I'm very active on social media, and I get messages that I don't appreciate, but I don't even open.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as this. And the only thing that I recommend all ladies out there, don't have your personal information be exposed to others. That's the main thing. As long as you are private as far as your personal information, and you get all different messages, even like people call you, they want to see this property, like a lot of scams. But you have to protect yourself.
Sure.
That's it.
Now, one of the things that, sorry, let me go flip this camera here. There we go. So one of the things that I did here about a dozen years ago was, if you call another realtor or preferably somebody in the real estate industry, if you feel that you're being threatened, if there's something that's not right, obviously when you go show a property, leave the doors open. Leave the front door open. but there was something called the red folder, and I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but
Mhm.
there was something that kind of started out there, a trend, and I don't think it's very well known, but if I am at a property and I'm feeling uncomfortable or threatened, I would call you and say, hey, can you get me the red folder on property 1234 Maple? And that alerts you to say, I'm in trouble. Call the police, go send them to 1234 Maple. So, you know, I think it's something that needs to be discussed more often than not, because I would hate for that to happen again, what happened to that poor woman last year. It's just, I don't know, still sticks with me here.
Can I add something to it?
Of course.
So as a realtor, you have to take advantage of technology and tools out there. I highly recommend, if you want to show a property and you don't know the person, if you're going to a listing appointment and there's like no other agent to go with you, because we do it here at Sync Brokerage. We go with other agent, nothing like no strings, nothing, but we just support each other. Our broker always goes, like if we ask to go with us, he goes like to the listing appointment if we don't know the person. So I highly recommend to share your location with someone and tell them. It happened to me that I had to show this property or had to go to a listing appointment. I just shared my location with a family member and I told
Sure.
them, hey, if you didn't hear from me in half an hour, give me a call. Just, we have to take advantage of the technology.
Victoria,
Yes.
it's going to be an easy one. That's
Yeah,
all right.
okay, good.
So, have some wine, have some, come on. This is
No
meant to be
filter.
fun.
I just wanted to back on that because actually I love open houses. So this has been a difficult year because that's been one of my favorite things to open houses and meet people coming. But my very first open house that I ever had when I first got my license, newbie on the block, had the sign out there at the door, had Vinny show up at the door with his sunglasses as I had people coming in and out. I didn't know Vinny, and Vinny came to the door and said, oh, do you remember me, Vinny? And it was this whole scenario. So I literally had people coming out of the house, and I knew she was married to an agent, and so I knew she would get it, and I kind of gave her, not the red folder, but I said, can you hang on 1 second? I want to ask you guys one more question. And so I walked them down the sidewalk.
She felt the uncomfortableness.
And she felt the uncomfortableness, and she stayed and
Yeah.
helped me through that situation. And post that, I never did open house again without somebody with me. I just brought somebody with me, whether it be another agent or family member, whoever. I never did an open house by myself anymore because I just felt it to be not safe, actually, myself.
So a question from Facebook here, I'm going to direct it towards you. Is it harder negotiating and getting listings and just basically negotiating as a woman versus a man, do you think?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Not for
no.
you, huh?
No, I mean, I think it's the same. I think you have to go in there prepared. You have to know your business. You have to know the numbers. You have to know the stats. You have to know how to connect with the person, with their personality and what they're looking for, and answer their questions. So I don't think it's any difference. I think it's the same. I think we have the same possibilities to get the listing ourselves. Yeah.
Sure. How about for your business? Is it tougher to get jobs, do you think? Is there any difference, or are you just, I'm going to get this job and it's mine?
There is, so in a lot of the corporate cultures, it is harder for women. I mean, that's why, there is, pay equality, law. Now the government has to tell you gotta pay them equally. If we didn't have that problem, those laws wouldn't exist.
Right.
So we can't really say like the sun with the finger and pretend like it doesn't happen. I do think that it is tougher when there are certain industries that are dominated, not intentionally, they're just historically dominated by male. There are just some industries where women don't necessarily go into those areas of study. So just by numbers, it's hard for to pull a woman out of those because there just aren't any. Those days are changing, but I can tell you in my industry, from a speaker perspective, there are times they just want an all-men panel. And that's not discriminatory because you have the right to choose what your audience is and by therefore what gender you want to have in your panel. There are times when it's female, so it's perfectly fine. I do think that it's a perception, is the resiliency. That's what we talked about originally at the beginning of this podcast of powerful women. And I really think it's not how many times they tell you no. It's how many times you just get up and you move on to the next. Okay, no to you. When it's the next one, the next one, the next one. And then that is the ability of saying, okay, yes, that exists, but you move on. So it doesn't bring you down. You just identify it, move on.
Can I just say, when I was answering the question, I'm looking back over at you two, and you're both like, yep, yep, bring it on, game on. Like that's, I mean, both of them are like, no problem. I can tell you, fellow realtors at the table, and female.
So, Rana, let me ask you. Michelle's got a question here from Facebook. You know, we're dealing with people, men and women, all the time in real estate. How has it affected, and how do you manage a healthy relationship outside of real estate? Because you are working late hours. You are working. I mean, I'm sure it's, you know, what your personal life like.
Yeah.
How does it?
Oh my God.
Why
How'd
you?
you eat? I know. I didn't. Let us know.
Yeah. I mean, how does it affect your personal life? And is your previous partners, your husbands, your boyfriends, whatever, are they understanding that I got to go do a showing at 7:30 tonight? It's just business. You know, how does it affect your personal life, or has it?
So, in my case, I know who I am, what I want, and whoever I am with, or my family members, they know what my goals are and who they are dealing with. So, like, I give that message up front.
Sign this NDA, sir. You know, so I'm gonna be busy.
You know what? The reason that I started laughing, because I was talking to a very dear friend of mine yesterday over the phone. I came, you know, from inspection. It was a very long inspection, and then we were talking, and like then she goes, you know what? You just talk about business, and it was like all about different things, and it just hit me. It hit me back. That's why when you said, Rana, like you brought it on, like, oh, why? So it's just, yeah, I believe it's not easy, to be honest with you, to be in a friendship or relationship or in a family with a person who's in real estate and is like 100% real estate, you know, agent. But overall, as I said, you just need to communicate with them, and you just need to tell them what you want, who you are, what your plans are. If they are not aligned with where you are, then, you know, it's not only real estate, it's just, I'm sorry, that's how it is. But overall, it's just, can I tell you that I lost what you asked? I forgot.
How's that guy doing in your life?
Take that for Rana.
Oh, yeah, I know, no whiskey for me.
Jeez.
They said wine, but it's whiskey.
Orny, did you say that you had 4 kids?
I have
4 kids. Okay, so that's a great question for you then. It's kind of the work-life balance thing, but how has it affected being a broker owner? You're working late hours, probably not as much as you used to, but how has it affected your life? How do you manage that? How do you tell your partner, your husband, boyfriends, hey, this is what I do?
You make it quality time over quantity time. So you
Oh,
make
that's
them
huge.
work their
That's-
I
time
love
when
it.
you're there.
Yeah.
Simply said and beautifully answered. I love it.
Very good.
Okay, what
It's
else
always
we
about
have?
quality, right?
What else do we have here? Ladies, open
You know what?
question
I
time.
have
We're
a
almost,
question for
we got
ladies here.
10
What is the disadvantage of being a female realtor in real estate? You know, we talked about the sources, we talked about the advantages, but what are the disadvantages of?
Can I actually answer that one?
Yeah.
So I mean, so from being from the management side for so many years at some high level companies, I think that the perception and part of the problem is when you have a beautiful woman who's on Instagram and on Facebook and taking photos at these great houses and stuff, that men look at them and just go, I want to date them, and they don't take women seriously, especially when they're at a $20 million house and they're in a bathtub taking a photo and whatever. And I think that to me is the biggest problem with more women being more successful, and I don't know how you overcome that. And I think that women are doing such a dominant, making such a stand in real estate because, again, you're treating this business like a business, like how it should.
What if you don't look at real estate just as a real estate agent? Like you look at real estate in higher level.
How do you mean? I don't understand.
Like, you know what, like as long as like you're a broker, right? So you have your own team, your broker office and all that. So that's like you're a leader, you're in executive level of your real estate office, right? But not so many women out there are in that level. So, and also
Well-
we have lack of mentorship for women. It's like if you are a coach, right? It's much easier for you to coach a guy who can be on Zoom meeting 8 p.m. but a woman, a mom, she cannot. So there are a lot of disadvantages that women have in this industry that they don't talk about. It is not only guys approaching you. You know what? Between four of us, we don't even care, to be honest with you, right?
So 67% of all realtors are women, and 37% licensed as brokers or broker associates. So they might be business owners and stuff like that from CAR. So I think that more women are treating, again, making real estate a business and opening and operating franchises, and I just think you're kicking ass. So I love it. I love it. What?
Any questions from our audiences? I guess.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Rana, it's the wine. All right, that's what's from Facebook. Let me see. We got.
I have a question for everybody. Can I ask one?
Please.
Real quick. What inspires you guys? What inspires you to keep doing what you're doing, the hours
That's
you're
the one I
doing?
missed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
That is really.
It is in my notes.
It's in your
Actually,
notes, but
I'm
I
going to
think
ask
it's a
you
good one.
because I know it was something that. Let me make sure I got the camera on
Or
you.
who inspires you?
Who's your
inspires
inspiration?
you? Right. That's a.
Victoria, who's your inspiration?
So passing it off to the girls.
No.
Okay.
I knew that you wanted to answer this
I-
one. This was something that
I
meant
know that
something to
it's
you.
something that I read earlier. So what inspires me is who inspires me, and it kind of hit me today. My parents, both my mom and dad. My mom and dad are both alive. They're doing okay. My mom is not well. My dad is a cancer survivor, took chemo till I was 7 years old. So he wasn't supposed to make it past his 30th birthday when my
Wow.
mom was pregnant with me. So my dad and mom, when I get done with my showing my houses and I'm sitting in traffic driving back, I call my parents because they to this day still inspire me. I want to talk to them. I want to be able to communicate with them. And
Sure.
the first things out of my mom, she's dealing with dementia now. But so she can't remember what she just ate, but she knows about real estate. So she's like, how was your day? So I can talk to my mom about real estate. My dad lives the entrepreneurial side because he was an entrepreneur himself. And so
Sure.
I'm just going to say, my parents still inspire me to this day, which I'm so blessed.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Who's your inspiration, Dana?
I don't want to answer.
Yeah, tough question.
My mom.
Is this going to be the answer for everybody, I think?
Oh
Our
my
parents?
goodness.
Yeah.
No, I think here's the thing. So, I have a different life, or that she had, and it's thanks to her. She was a single mom, and she's it,
Yeah.
100%.
All right. 1 second here. I'm trying to flip the cameras. Who's your inspiration?
You don't want to hear it.
It's your mom.
No. Actually,
Her mom?
that's fine. No, I have a lot of respect for Diana's mom.
Sure.
Actually, she's a lady. I'm kind of embarrassed to say.
Is it Oprah?
No. There are a lot of strong women out there, including my mom and my sisters, that I inspire them. But my inspiration, is myself in 10 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So don't judge. So
No.
yes.
Did
but,
you write yourself a check?
Oh yeah.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. I have it in my board in my office at home.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it is myself in 10 years, and I owe that to that lady. I say lady, to that lady, and because I'm in competition with her as well. So whatever I do, I make sure that she is satisfied and she approves that.
Your future self.
My future self in
That's
10
a
years.
very deep answer.
Yeah.
Very deep.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a good communication.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, you're talking to her? Okay.
No,
All right. So. Jesus.
That was like, come on, we just don't want to answer questions here. Come on, we want to be. But in general, it's yes. You heard my answer.
I love that answer. That's
4 degrees later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you get.
Which degree gave you that answer?
That was just Rana.
That was just Rana.
That's good.
Oh my God, the hashtags are blowing up right now. Just Rana.
I'm not following that.
Absolutely.
Give me another question.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm with you on that. My parents have gone from the highs to the lows and stuff, and I talk about resilience, and I love resilience, and I gotta say, my mom and dad, from having everything that we've had to having nothing, and I mean going from the very top to the very bottom, never once have I ever heard one of them complain about it.
Oh wow.
How huge is that to me? I mean, it's just never once said, "Oh, why me? Poor me." No, this is what has to be done. We're gonna go out and do it, and we're gonna kick some ass. And they did, and they're still doing it. So I'm with you on the parents and all that. Last chance.
A lot of things.
Rana's future self in 11 years. Oh my gosh! All right, a couple more questions here. We've got. We're gonna start wrapping and winding this thing down here, and you guys are getting a tremendous amount of love here. So I want to hear about. Actually, I'm sorry. Janine wants to hear about your best day in real estate. Lorna, what's been your best day in real estate? Opening your brokerage.
So many great
today.
days. I really don't want to sound like a cliche, but every day is a great day. Every day we wake up and we're healthy, it's an amazing day. But I've been doing this for over 20 years, and the reason I still do it is because I love every day.
Sure.
And I love yes, I'm very disciplined with my time and all that, but I love not knowing what a day brings. And that happens a lot in real estate, and the people that I get to meet through real estate, and the relationships that I get to build. So when I meet new people and connect on a very different level other than just selling them a house, it was a great day.
Rana, what's been your best day in real estate?
You know what? I help sellers and buyers in real estate, and I'm blessed to be able to work with both of them. Am I answering you? I'm answering.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know what? I'm gonna look at the camera or these beautiful ladies here.
Yeah.
But the best experience, the best is not only one, is more than one day. So whenever I give the house key to the buyer, it's just amazing, because I believe the purpose of my life is to make a difference in other people's life. And this is the time, and I get it, and I'm like, you did it, girl. Yeah, that's a great feeling for me.
Good. Best day in real estate?
You know what, I don't have one. I'm sorry, because I'm like a mama bird. Every single close that I have that day that close happens, and whether it be somebody I just met from an open house, or it's somebody I've known for 20 years, it is the best feeling knowing that I was able to get that transaction closed and get them the keys, or on the other side on the selling, because I do both as well. I love both sides of it. I love listing and and the buyers. It's just getting the transaction to a completion and letting them all either move out of state, wherever they're going, and knowing that they got freed, and knowing that the new person's coming in. So I wish it was a better answer, but
that's all right.
It is.
Anna, what about for you? Speaking, training, what's been
I was gonna say in real estate. In real estate, just my husband coming home every day. But I think that nothing tops my number one job to be a mom.
Yeah.
So when I get to tuck my kids in bed, and I lay in between their beds, and we hold hands and we pray, that tops the day.
That's awesome.
I don't care what happens.
That is awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
We've got a couple more questions here, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And Orna, I'm just going to give you this question, because this is from Gina out here. If I'm interviewing at a new brokerage, what are the top 3 questions I should be asking when I'm interviewing a broker or brokerage? So this is from Gina.
What kind of support they offer, because whether you're new or experienced, it's you're self-employed and it's an individual type business, but having the support of a team behind you, or even just somebody to get excited about how great of a day you had, or the support of somebody going with you on a listing appointment or anything like that. So support to me is number one. Training would come after. So having a great training program. And number three, if I had to pick, I think great energy, which kind of which is about the same. So I definitely think support and training.
Yeah. All right. I just want to say I hope my brothers are watching, because my mom just typed that I am the best son ever. So, sorry, bros. I win again.
That's so cute.
Just Jason.
Just Jason.
Jason.
Absolutely.
So you'll never outgrow that competition between the siblings.
They got nothing on me.
Yeah.
So they can keep this one forever.
Right.
Diana, any parting words? We are done here. This has been.
I think when they ask, and again, when they ask the questions about realtor, I think about this all the time. Again, you said, when am I getting my license? Here's the thing. So I've been in HR for a long time, and I started as a recruiter. If I was to say, I don't care whether you're going to a new brokerage or a new job, but you have to ask, what can that entity do for you that you don't already have or aren't capable of doing independently by yourself? Because a lot of the times there are things that you have the capability of doing, you're just not doing it. And that, when someone on the other side who's a recruiter gets a hold of that, then that's when they got you. Because they now sold you on your own abilities, yet they're the ones that are going to do it for you. So it's really important to know, what are those people going to offer to you that you don't already have within you or cannot do. And then that would be what would take me to look the other way.
I'm going to say this year has been such a growth year inwardly for me, as well as I know a lot of people. And I think parting words for people is mindset is as important here, and it's as important here. So when I say I start working in the morning at 8:30, that's actually when I'm on the computer. I do about another hour and a half of work before I work at 8:30 on my real estate, because my work is actually here and here. So I do a lot of mindset work, affirmations. I have a gratitude journal that I write in daily, and I can tell you when times get tough, I'm able to flip back through there, and I can see all the things I'm grateful for today, yesterday, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. And if you need to, remind yourself of how much you have that is good. There is so much good. Absolutely. So especially in a year of COVID, that has been the biggest thing, to be able to do that. And then when I talk to clients or friends, I'm able to share and ask, how are you? Because I know I'm okay. Because I woke up and did my affirmations and my gratitudes.
I love that.
And I get my day started with that, and that's so powerful. So with my clients and my friends and my kids, that's where I go to every day. And that's why every day is a good day. So
Real quick, just on mindset and waking up and your affirmations and stuff.
Yeah.
This is your best year ever,
Yeah.
right? Best year ever in COVID.
Yeah.
You've had to change everything that you know and do, and it's your best year ever.
Yeah.
And it's your best year ever also, right? Darn close.
You know what? Today
Well, except for today. Sorry. Hola, how are you?
No. Okay, so no, it's just, no matter what happened, I'm grateful. I do actually the same thing. And I do priming in the morning. I do self-development, program in the morning. I do affirmation. I go to bed with affirmation and get up. I'm a big fan of it, and I believe in it. But I believe every day that we get up, doesn't matter how much we make. It's not about money. It's about living your life to the fullest, right? Yeah. And if I live my life to the fullest, that is the best day. That is the best year. And I believe, like, every day that you get up, you have that opportunity, make it happen.
Morno, what do you got for us? Parting words.
It was an amazing year. I actually loved everything about it. I even loved the time that we didn't work. And that was
Right?
such an opportunity that I know I will never get again. And at the time that the ages that my kids were, I actually loved staying home. For someone that is always on the go and always working, having
Break.
that time, but it wasn't even, because you don't have the stress of taking the time off, and then your phone is constantly ringing and you got to do this and that. There was nothing to do. So I actually truly enjoyed it. So yes, it's been a great year all around.
Yeah.
Real quick, does anybody have any questions in the audience? Because we're going to get this thing wrapped up. Everybody's got about 10 more minutes, yeah?
I think we all have questions.
We all have questions, okay.
I think so, and I think
Okay.
that it will be a great idea if anyone that has questions here can get a chance to ask, because I know a lot of us will have questions, including myself.
Great.
Why don't we
Let's start with
ask-
Andres. Andres, please, what is your question?
He lost his podcast.
I do have to say that being on this side of the wall, it's having a different perspective about things. Has been a
What's the question?
powerful. No.
What's the question?
It comes with, that's like the inspiration.
He's giving us an acknowledgement, so yeah.
So you know, everything that you ladies talked about was very inspirational, eye opener for me as a business owner, for a lot of us as realtors, and so one of my questions is, what's the end game for you? Like, I know what's my end game. Like, I know whatever I'm doing now, I'm projecting myself 10, 20 years from right now. Like, everything I'm doing now is not for how's gonna be my 2021, 2022, 2025. I'm thinking that whatever my actions are happening now is what's gonna be my life like when I'm 45, 55, 65, 10, 20 years from now. How these actions that I'm taking now are gonna impact my future. That's what I wanna know.
I think that's a perfect question for the wife.
No. This isn't the answer. I already know her answer. 55, my contract expires.
Did anybody understand if there was a question there? I'm still trying to figure it out.
That's what I said. What is your question?
What was the question?
No,
Please.
I get the
How do you
question is
see
the end game.
What is the
Right?
end game?
What do you see yourself in 10, 20 years from now? How do you see the actions and the sacrifices that you're making now making your life better in 10, 20 years from now?
So actually, I'm going to ask you, Victoria, because you got in the real estate game late.
Yeah. I
And-
get that. I got the answer for him.
Okay, you got into it late.
See, that's a
and-
deep question.
Yeah.
It is. And there's a few angles on it. So financially, I look forward to successfully being able to take care of myself, but also being able to be generous with others with that income and continue helping others in nonprofits and being able to help in that sense. But part of it also is a gal like me who got her license at 50 years old and is doing okay, quite well in real estate in a very under 3 years. So I'm very proud of that. But I want to mentor other people. I want to mentor other women who are going to be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, who would like to get into real estate, want to know what it takes. And I want to continue on being a mentor. I may not be full-time real estate, but I would love to be able to get my career to where it's about 5 or 6 years from now, be fine, be do investing in myself, but also be a mentor and also coach other women in the same situation I've been
Can I
in.
just mention something?
Sure, please.
Yes, you may, please.
Back to Victoria, the fact that you mentioned that you got a license at the age of 50, to me, I'm not a woman. Very
Oh, you're not?
inspirational. You know why? Because there are a lot of ladies in their mid-20s, mid-30s, mid-40s that they're going through a hard time to actually make real estate their career. So what you just said is very inspirational. If I was a female, I would just stick on that out of the whole
Perfect.
thing.
So 32% of women that have licenses are between the ages of 50 and 59.
Oh, wow.
Powerful.
I want to
So-
help other women.
I have a question.
32%.
Listen, I think, I'm sorry, I think that would be an amazing, not sales pitch, but something that you need to broadcast more to help empower, inspire women, build a team of second career,
I
third
hope I'm
career.
inspiring women. I really do, and that's part of this panel. It's inspiring to be a part of these women.
I think you're going
here.
beyond inspiring women. I think you're inspiring men as well. So and people,
Be inspiring.
just across the board. What's the end game?
I want to say there is no end game.
Okay.
And my philosophy on life is the oxygen that I breathe today. I don't think 20 whatever number of years, because the way that I was raised was we just don't, what we think we have, we don't have. What control you think you have, you don't have. So what you wake up and you breathe each day is what you get. Now, if I'm alive 50 years from now, that will continue to be the philosophy. So for me, I just think that there is really no end game, because everything that I do on a daily basis, I do it all in or nothing.
That's it.
Can I add something to it? If you don't mind?
Sure.
Mr. Jason?
Yes, I'm coming your direction.
Oh, thank you.
Rana,
Yes,
please.
sir. So to me, there is no end game, Andres. I believe, you know what, it's not about destination, it's about journey. I'm very present, what I do, what I love, who I love, what I want my life be. So it's not about, to me, it's not about destination. I don't say, okay, in 5 years I want to be this person or that person. Still, I'm looking up to that person in 10 years. Don't get me wrong, but it's all about the journey. I just want to enjoy what conversation, like the conversation
Sure.
that we have here with you, beautiful people, and then not think about all other stuff that happened in past or is going to happen in the future. So it's all about the destination, the journey.
Do you know how many people are going to rip off what you've said about who's your inspiration and it's me in 10 years? I just can't stop thinking about that statement. I think it's just...
You're welcome.
Or not endgame. What about endgame?
I think a lot the same of what you were saying. I just wanted to make one correction. There's no sacrifice. You said everything we sacrifice right now for the end game. I don't feel I'm sacrificing anything. So
It's the passion that you have, yeah. You're very passionate.
I hope more of the same would be amazing.
Yeah, for me, and I'm sorry, I'm going to jump in. I know it's not about me, but for my end game, I just want to keep doing what I have passion for as long as I can do it. And I've been in real estate 20 years now, and I tell you that my feet are grounded in this industry, and I call it my industry, my passion. I love real estate. I love doing this. I love helping people. I know I've told the story multiple times of how I got into real estate, that there wasn't support, there wasn't help, and that's why I've always adopted that simple philosophy of mine of my phone is always on, my door is always open. And just like you want to empower people and help people. There's not a lot of support out there. There's not a lot of help. And for me, this is, I don't see myself not working. I want to work. I want to put in
Can I
7.5 hours a day.
You're working.
So,
It's
wrap it
like
up?
you're living your life.
yeah. Listen, I have a great life.
Yeah, exactly.
From my question, I took a piece of everything that you ladies said, and it actually combines into like one answer that is complete.
Yeah.
From the point that Diana wakes up and she's realistic about life, that we don't manage the future, right? Tomorrow is not promised. So you gotta enjoy and live and be your best today, to the point that you wanna be inspirational to other people. There is no sacrifice, because whatever you're doing now is because you actually feel like doing it now, to the point that you wanna, you're competing with yourself. So all of those answers complete one single answer. So thank you.
Oh, you're sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll shut up now.
It's powerful.
Malay, what do you got for us, buddy? A few more minutes, guys, and we're going to wrap this up.
Hi guys. I
Definition of success in your own word. How do you define success? What is success for
Sexist?
you?
How do you define sexist?
Define success.
Does anybody want to touch that?
I don't really understand the question.
How do you define success?
Oh, success.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Oh.
sex. I'm like, I don't really want to answer that.
Our Indian accent. So
I mean,
accent.
this is unfiltered, but it's not dumb.
Let me rephrase it. S-U-C.
Yeah, success.
It's like,
Okay.
that freaking Malay is a buzzkill, you know? Jeez. Wow.
How do you define
No.
success?
Okay.
That Canadian accent, buddy, you gotta work on that.
I thought it was Australian.
Yeah, something.
Success?
All right,
I-
success for everybody listening on Facebook and YouTube.
Success. I think you are. And I only can say this for myself. My inner peace is important to me. My conscious, my whatever you want to call it. And if I think if I can go to bed with myself every night, then I'm successful. Period.
Yeah, I think I would assume everybody's gonna have a pretty standard across the board answer for this, that, you know, success may not necessarily be all about money.
I think success doesn't have an ego.
No?
It has
Success is
different
putting it
definitions
aside.
for different people, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
I think being the best you, whatever it is for each person, but
Yeah.
knowing that you give it your best in any area of your life, whether in business, as a parent, as a friend. So just being the best that you could be, and knowing that you gave it your best.
One more question. Anybody got one more question? Then we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, I got it.
You got 10 more? Maybe shorten it this time. How
This is
about
so good that we can go on. Questions?
Anybody else?
I know they have questions.
Facebook, YouTube.
I do have another one
Okay.
on behalf of somebody else.
Yes.
Oh boy. Look at the
Let me plug this in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've got the camera on your wife, so we're all gonna see that look in just a second here.
The accountability meetings that we had before, Victoria actually mentioned the difference between, let's say when you are a female and you want to get something done versus being a male and you want to get something done, what's the end result? Remember that question?
I do, but I'm trying to think of where you're going to with this.
You know what I'm talking about, like.
None of us know what you're talking about.
There we go.
Thinking about more as far as like when you are meeting a contractor or you're meeting someone.
Getting the outcome,
What the outcome is going to be as far as like
female versus
getting,
male.
getting an
Gotcha.
estimate and
So-
versus it being a male or a female.
So I think if I'm understanding the question correctly, is it more difficult to get things done and accomplished? I think we kind of addressed this before, as a woman versus a man. Do you think that a man will get the negotiation done, the listing done? But I think we've kind of addressed this before.
I think there's a side that I have actually had some clients and people actually say to me that have said, "Oh, you're so nice and you're so kind." Oh my God, I didn't know you could actually like do that and like be that strong side, because I have a really strong side, confident side, and I'm also learning side. So, and I'm not 100% always right, but I will always strive to get the best for my clients. So there's a side of it that I come across as me. I am always me. I'm honest, do my best I can. But there's a powerful side that comes out that I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna fight for this one for my clients. So
I'd like to add something
Oh,
to it.
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
So, like, as a woman who was like, I've been raised between two guys, a younger brother and older brother, and I always deal with guys in my life. So it's very important how Andres, how you carry yourself as a
Yes.
woman. It's very important. Like here, people see, oh, this feminine girl. Oh. No, that's not the case. So you can't be passive aggressive. You have to communicate, you have to show them and tell them what you want, and that's how it should be. Either they like it or they don't. But let me tell you something. As if you, like the way that I'm acting right now, if I was a guy, that was acceptable to everyone. But as a woman, it's not as acceptable. So you have to, for us, it's extra work. It's not only in real estate, it's during the history. We always do extra stuff, and we always do extra to get what I want to compare with what you want. And it's totally fine because we get what we want.
It's getting hot here. So.
I felt the heat behind me.
Yeah. No, but it's reality. It's just.
Yes. Yes.
For a new agent.
Yeah.
So I need advice for new agent. What you advise for new agent woman?
So what's your advice for a new agent, new entrepreneur, new business person?
They have a license.
Yeah.
They just start.
Yeah.
Day zero.
Lorna, you've been around real estate for some time, I think, right? Yeah. So.
Yes, and it's the same whether you're a new male agent or a woman agent. I think you should spend a lot of time educating yourself.
Oh, I love it. Love that answer.
Yes. So if you're not busy actually doing transactions yet, you have to use that time to learn anything and everything that you can about real estate for sure. Know the contract.
Would you go work for a team right at the gate? Would you start working for a team, or would you go independent?
I think it depends on the person's personality.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
personally, I wouldn't be able to, but I'm sure that there is a lot to learn. So I think it depends on the person.
How about you, Rana?
Oh,
When you start,
me?
when you have your license.
So let me tell you something.
Yeah.
What I learned in real estate, that there is a big difference between progress and movement. So you see a lot of agents that they just move around, they do so many things, and you look at them and you think they are very busy and they are doing a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, the progress is not that much. So a few things, I'm a big fan of educating yourself 100% as far as contract. If you have to get a mentor, if you have, like whatever you have to do, you have to educate yourself and know the industry, not what the other colleagues know about it. So it has to be your perspective. That's one thing. Two, you are the best version of yourself. Don't compare yourself with anyone else. Oh, that agent did this, so I can do the same thing. No, you are you. Yeah, and you are very unique. So you are going to do what is suitable to you and your clients. Third, as I said, movement and progress. Have time management. Make sure if you're moving around, these all going to a direction that takes you to a lead, takes you to to close a deal. It's not only like you don't want to waste your time here in this business. Fourth, this is your baby. This is your business. There is no one to tell you what to do, what not to do. You decide for yourself and you get it done. And you know what? Based on what I know about you, you're going to be an amazing agent.
Just real quick.
I have an answer too. Yeah.
Yeah, just real quick, how many were on that list there? Because you were at 4, so I might have to stop.
I had a lot, but you know what?
Jesus, how many are on this
You know
list?
what? You always tell me that okay, you know what? Let's not get there.
Just stop it, Rana.
So I leave it for others. Sure.
I want to
Go
add to
ahead.
that because what I know is when you learn to swim and somebody pushes you off and gets the baby to swim 2 or 3 and swim and paddle, man, you let somebody have a mentor or have coaching and have your accountability team, but make sure you are the one that does the paperwork. Don't let them do the paperwork and say, oh, I'll just do it because it's quicker, we'll get this done fast. Make sure you have a surrounding team with you that makes you do it, because you will learn that much faster and you will be swimming that much faster if you do it yourself. So between that, I would highly recommend anybody getting their license do that work. Plus study, plus be a part of a mentoring group or accountability, because it's amazing, even like 10, 15, 20 years, new stuff still comes up all the time. All the new forms this year alone, it's always changing, and you always got to be in with people who will know how to do it. And so that's my point is, but make sure you dive in. Don't just study, and be a great listener. Learn to actually like do this and actually sit back and just soak it in, what they're all doing, what they have to say. Because if you can be a sponge and then learn how to swim with it, you'll run fast.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies, got anything else? I think
just wanna
I need to
add
wrap
one
this
thing
up.
to
Yeah.
that. Figure out what it is that you actually enjoy doing, so you will do it consistently. Because when you start doing one thing because this one says, oh, make cold calls, or this one says, oh, go door knocking, or, you know, if making cold calls is not your thing and you're not going to do it consistently, then it's not for you, and don't even do it. So look at a list of things that you could do to further your business, but also see what's for you and what you're going to do. Because if you do something once or twice and you're not going to do it consistently, it's not going to work, and then you're going to get discouraged because you're not going to see the results. So
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Well, listen, on behalf of all the ladies here and myself, I'd like to thank Andres Hoyas for putting this together. This is, and Sync Brokerage, this was amazing. Thank you, man. Thank you.
To wrap it up, I have to say that this has been super powerful. We did it a month ago.
Yep.
We did it a month ago. And I think this
That was
has
a
been-
mess.
That was a mess. It was like
Nothing like this one. This was
Girls
wow.
like boom.
It was like trying to see if it works.
Yeah.
And this has been powerful in all sense, including myself as a company owner. I got inspired by all of you, so thank you so much. I do want, can you switch the camera?
Yes. Done.
And by the way, this is not, we didn't practice this. I think that this is just,
She's like, you're uncomfortably close to me.
can you keep this?
We talked about
16?
safety earlier, right?
You want me to wear a mask? No, truly, this is just to show you that it doesn't matter if you're from different brokerages, from different companies, you can still collaborate. You can still work together. It is one industry. Where am I looking? There, over there. Okay. Let me just.
Camera right.
Thank you. It is one industry. Orna, she owns her own brokerage. I am actually super proud to have her as part of our panel, and I appreciate that you took the time to spend time with our team. That's just to show you that you can always collaborate, whether you are from the same company or a different company. It is one industry. We all have to work together. It doesn't matter if you are from X, Y, and Z. I think that when you work together, you can accomplish more. So I do appreciate having you here. I was super excited to have her here. So thank you so much. And dude, I think we gotta keep doing this.
You know how much work this is for
I
you?
know. I gotta. Thank you.
Yeah.
This guy, you know what, Jason? We call him Coach Gallardi, right? The first time we did this, 3 days before, this whole room was like full of like umbrellas, cameras, and like the whole thing, cables all over. I was actually worried as an owner to have like someone like trip on a cable. Today, 3 hours, we got it done. Next month,
We got it.
you know what? Because we're gonna do it again. Without him agreeing to it, we're gonna do it again. Next month, we're gonna do it again. So, if you guys have a subject, a topic that you want, is not about sync. We can invite anyone, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Open. Anyone can come in, sit around the table.
This is unfiltered real estate.
Unfiltered real estate. Talk about real estate, talk about business, talk about life. The whole thing is to inspire you The whole thing is about answering those questions that you have that will allow you to move on in life. Period. No expectations.
Absolutely.
Done.
Orna,
Thank
thank
you
you so
guys.
much for being here.
Thank you.
Rana, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
Diana, thank you so much for being here. Victoria, thank you so much for being here. I'm Coach Gallardi. Thank you everybody for being here. This was Unfiltered Real Estate Powerful Women Edition. That's it. Good night.
Nice.
Thank you.